Hey guys, what's up? It's Jiggylookback here, and you know I'm not a news channel, but when something rare related comes out that's really awesome and I feel like I need to tell you guys about it, I'm gonna tell you about it. And something awesome just dropped. A person named Casquez just dropped a full fan remake of Donkey Kong Land. Yeah, the Game Boy game. Sure, we got a release of it on Nintendo Switch Online, and that's cool and all, but this is a full remake in the style of Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, that's right. Full graphical overhaul, everything. You need to check this out. Stay with me for a few minutes. It's going to be linked in the description below. Setting up the controller with it because it natively supports keyboard, and you'll want a controller. Trust me. And just show you how cool it is. It's just freaking awesome. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, setting up a controller. So he's gracious enough to include Joy-to-Key, which is the software you're going to be needing to get your controller working on Donkey Kong Land. So boot it up. Immediately you can make a profile, which is what I did. And so I set it to my Xbox controller because that's the controller I'm using for purposes of this video. And you can see if I move, it recognizes everything. So what I had to do is when I set up my profile, I had to go in. I mapped these to specific keys on the keyboard, matching what he says in the README, how he mapped the keys. So up, right, down, and left all correspond to the D-pad on my controller. And I set this by clicking on this and setting the value. So I click up here, just hit up, and then you hit OK. And then you can set this up with your D-pad. And then I map the buttons. So the A button, I map to X on the keyboard. And the X button on my controller, I map to the Z button. This is going to be your roll and your jump. And I map them out a very specific way because I like the jump to be on the bottom with the roll sort of on the tip of my thumb. Your results may vary. Whatever you really prefer, that's fine. I don't know. Whatever. It's dealer's choice. And then view, I set to backspace, which is the select, and then menu, obviously start. That's basically it, but that'll get you going. And then if you go to your settings here and you can associate profiles with application, you can see I have it set to DKLR, which is the name of the application. I just have this set so that when I boot this game, it automatically boots up Joy-to-Key and triggers with this application. So you can do that. You can specify default profile, which I set to Xbox, which is the profile I just made. It's as easy as just going in your drop down and selecting it. And then you can just add the application. It's easy as pie. You just add it here, application, and then associated profile, just set it all up here. Very easy, cakewalk. You can set it so that you actually just select the window when you're adding an application. Very easy. And once you have it, you're basically good to go. Now all you have to do is boot up the game. Booting up the game, trigger the application, DKLR. It'll boot up small. All you have to do is hit Alt Enter or Alt Return if you're on a Mac, I suppose. And it will trigger full screen. Beautiful. And now, you're in the game. Now, this is a pretty faithful remake. I actually have some footage of the first level on the NSO version for Game Boy and the new remake version, and you'll see it's fairly close to the original, but obviously it takes a little bit of liberties, but close enough. And dang, this game is epic. The physics and everything you'll notice play exactly like Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, so players familiar with that feel will definitely get it with this, which in my opinion feels a lot better than the OG Donkey Kong Land gameplay. And there's a bunch of new levels to explore. It's basically like getting a new Donkey Kong Country game. This is cool. I love it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and enjoy the game. Let me know what you're thinking of it. Until next time, have a good one.
Jiggylookback!